Good morning. We are going to discuss about the unified process. So this unified process is one of the topic which we are going to see under the object-oriented analysis and design. So process is one of the popular iterative software development process used for building the object-oriented system. So here it is an iterative and evolutionary development process which involves the relatively early program and testing of the partial system in the repeated cycles. So it is typically also mean that the development starts before the exact software requirements have been specified in detail. So after the specified detail is given, we are going to collect the feedback based on the measurement that is used to clarify the correct and improve the evaluation specification. So the detailed refinement of the unified process is called as a rational unified process. So in this unified process, we are going for this iterative and incremental step. Then we are going to have for this architecture centric and what is the risk factor that is risk focused. So what are the four different phases of unified process are? So first one is the inception, elaboration, construction and transition. So it is similar to that of software development life cycle. So here the analysis, that is analysis or communication combined with the planning gives the inception process. Then planning with modeling combines together to give the elaboration and construction and deployment. We are going to see construction is nothing but developing the code. Deployment is nothing but giving the product delivered to the customer, that is called as transition. And finally, we are going to have the software release, that is the software requirement. So here in this inception phase, we are going to see how the communication and planning takes place, what is the feasibility study of this particular process, and how we are going to establish the business cases for the project and establish the project scope and boundary condition of the particular inception process and outline the use cases and key requirements and what is the outline of the rough architecture diagram of the particular software, and we are going to identify the risk and we are going to prepare the rough project schedule and cost estimation. So the second phase is the elaboration. So in this elaboration, planning and modeling takes place, which is used to refine and expand the preliminary use cases that we are used to develop as a part of the inception phase. We are going to expand the architectural representation, which include the 5 different views of the software, such as use case model, requirement model, design model, implementation model, and development model. Here we are going to establish and validate the system architecture through the implementation of executable architecture baseline. Partial implementation of the system contains that only the core functionality. This is used to build the series of small time box iteration process. So iteration is nothing but we are going to repeat the process again and again until the customer is satisfied. Final elaboration phase has deliverable plan for construction phases, which is used to include the cost as well as the schedule process. The third different types of phases is the construction. We are going to build the code. So here in this reminder of this system is to build the foundation laid in the elaboration phase. Here we are going to have the system features are implemented in series of short time box iteration. Each iteration results in executable release of software. As components are being implemented, unit tests are designed and executed for each and integration activities are conducted. Then last is the transition. Transition is nothing but giving the product delivery to the customer. So system is deployed to target user. Feedback is received from the initial release may result in further refinement. The software team creates the necessary support information, that is user manual, troubleshooting guides, installation process that is required for the release. At the conclusion of the transition phase, the software requirement becomes the usable software release. So here in this production process, the ongoing use of the software is monitored, support for the operation environment, that is the infrastructure is used to provide and effectively reports and requests for the changes that are submitted, and finally it is evaluated.